But tonight, our top story. Now, for months in this country, one has questioned whether a strong democracy can function without a strong opposition. India needs a vibrant opposition. In the last few weeks, we've seen in Parliament the opposition disrupting Parliament day after day. Today, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi took it a step further, calling for a united opposition effort to take on the Modi government on various issues, ranging from the price rise to the Snoopgate controversy. The Congress leader led a cycle march to Parliament over rising fuel prices. The protest followed Rahul's breakfast diplomacy, an attempt to unite the opposition. The Modi government, though, is very clear. The opposition cannot repeatedly disrupt Parliament and claims that this is causing loss to the taxpayers' to the country's exchequer, and the Prime Minister says it's an insult to Parliament. So what is the opposition strategy? That's what we're going to focus on at the top of the news today. First, our top story.
Rahul Gandhi cycles to work, accompanied by fellow opposition MPs and party colleagues. The Congress MP leads a symbolic protest against the rise in fuel prices.
जनता का ही संदेश है कि आज आप ये साइकिल यात्रा देख रही हैं। एक अहंकारी सरकार जिसने अपने गुरूर में पूरे देश का तहस नहस कर दिया, उस सरकार के खिलाफ जनता के बिगुल का संदेश।
इतने सारे विपक्षी दलों थे ये सौगंध खाते हुए ये कहा कि अगले दिन मोदी सरकार के खिलाफ हमारा जंग तेज होगी और हिंदुस्तान की जो बुनियादी सत्ता है, हमारा जो संविधान है, ये संविधान को बचाने के लिए।
The proposal for the joint cycle rally came at this meeting of opposition leaders called by Rahul Gandhi over breakfast on Tuesday.
As far as the fuel price is concerned, the people of India are struggling. They are struggling with the amount of money they have to pay for their cars. So I thought symbolically, if we go from here to Parliament on cycles, it would have an interesting impact. It would have a media impact as well, and people would see that the opposition feels the pain of the fuel prices.
Invitations were sent to 17 parties for the meeting at Delhi's Constitution Club. Two of them skipped the meeting, the BSP and the Aam Aadmi Party. At the meeting, the Congress leader called for a united front.
The single most important thing in my view is that we unite this voice. The more this voice unites, the more powerful this voice will become and the more difficult it will become for the BJP to suppress it and the RSS to suppress it.
Rahul Gandhi has so far led two protests to Parliament. One to show solidarity with farmers, which featured Rahul sitting on a tractor. But ironically, the issue that's stalling Parliament is Snoopgate. Prime Minister Modi, at a meeting of BJP MPs, called the opposition's obstruction of Parliament proceedings an insult to the Constitution and democracy.
बहुत बड़ी मात्रा में पैसा बर्बाद हो रहा है। लोगों के जो पैसा से ये चलता है, लोकसभा और लोकतंत्र, इसका बहुत बड़ा बर्बादी कर रहे हैं।
From driving a tractor last week to now riding a bicycle to the Parliament, Rahul Gandhi is striking the right chords, with the opposition rallying together to corner Modi government from Parliament to the streets. But will he manage to replace Sonia Gandhi and become an accepted leader of the united opposition? Well, it seems to be a work in progress. With camera person Pawan Kumar, this is Anand Patel in New Delhi for India Today.
So our focus today, as I said at the start, the state of the opposition. Opposition leaders will join me. The question we'll raise, is Rahul Gandhi's leadership really acceptable to all these opposition parties? Is an opposition challenge possible without the Congress playing a central role? Is the Congress missing the bus in this Parliament session by ignoring price rise and COVID and then disrupting Parliament over Pegasus? Some of the questions I'll raise. My first guest, Derek O'Brien, the TMC Rajya Sabha leader, joins me. Mr. O'Brien, you seem to have a poster with you. Mr. O'Brien, if you can hear me, You know, this is not parliament. This is a television studio debate.
I can hear you.
No.
I can hear
simple
you.
question to
I
you
can hear
first.
you. I can
Simple
hear you.
question is: this is the problem? Is the opposition resorting to theatrics? Rahul Gandhi goes cycling to Parliament with his MPs. You are coming on the show with these posters. You are all trying to do theatrics when you should be focusing on cornering the government. Some would say with the real issues: COVID management, rising prices.
You're talking about theatrics. We have a 7 times in a row Oscar winner. 7 times in a row. And still no Oscar. The teleprompter king. Opposition is very clear. Opposition, 15, 16 opposition parties, we want a discussion in Parliament. We want to discuss 3 issues. We're all set for a discussion. A, repeal the farmer laws. We warned them about the farmer laws. Repeal them and have a discussion on the farm laws. Bring the repeal bill. B, economy, jobs, price rise, inflation. C, national security, in bracket, Pegasus. All we are saying is these are A, B, C. Discuss C first, Pegasus, national
You can't decide.
issues,
No,
surveillance
Mr. O'Brien.
with
The
Prime
opposition
Minister and
seems
the
to be
Home
wanting to
Minister.
decide
Let's
the
start
order in
Parliament.
which issues will take place. How can you decide the order? That is for the chair to decide which issue comes first. This country needs a debate on COVID. It needs a debate on the economy. It needs a debate on Snoopgate. Debate all 3. At the moment, with no debate, all you are doing is disrupting Parliament. You're giving the government the opportunity to say you're obstructionist.
Incorrect. We've already had the debate in Parliament in Rajya Sabha, and after that there was a spin-off slide presentation made in another conference room. Listen, this is not about coffee meets and slide. This is Parliament. We have to go by the rules of Parliament. This BJP government in the last 7 years have scrutinized 11% of bills. Any BJP spokesperson or minister watching, tell me, during the UPA days it was 60 to 70%. When the Gujarat chief minister came here, he brought it down to 25% of bills scrutinized. Now that he's settled in Delhi, it's become, what has it become? It's become 11%. Number 2, how many questions has Modi answered in Parliament since 2016? Nothing. You want to make your own rules for Parliament. Opposition wants a discussion. So no use all of them coming and saying. So that's why I said yesterday.
You can't decide on the sequence of discussion,
and
Mr.
I want
O'Brien.
young India to listen to this fact.
No, Mr. O'Brien, you can't decide on the sequence.
Let me give my fact.
My point is, how can you decide on the sequencing of discussion? That's for the chair to decide.
Mr. Sardesai, we have finished the discussion in COVID in Rajya Sabha. Please understand one point which I want all the young people of India to know. Modi masterstroke. 12 bills have been passed, averaging 7 minutes per bill. That's why I said what I said yesterday. 12 bills, 7 minutes per bill. Are they really interested? Because this Gujarat model means they are making papri chaat in Delhi. This is serious legislation. Listen, the opposition, the BJP have the majority in both houses. I concede, Mr. Sardesai, the opposition must have its say, the government must have its way. But Modi and Shah don't understand this, Mr. Sardesai.
No. Let's see what's happened today. No, Mr. O'Brien, today there has been breakfast diplomacy. No, 1 minute. There has been breakfast diplomacy by Rahul Gandhi. He wanted all opposition parties to come together. I see that TMC has joined in. Am I to understand from that you are in sync with Rahul Gandhi? He, in a sense, is now setting the agenda in a way, and the Trinamool Congress is willing to go along with it.
We liked the cycle rally idea this morning. 14 or 15 opposition parties participated. Very nice. Trinamool, and this is not for brownie points within the opposition. The Trinamool Congress, we did this on 19th of July. Not the point. Why are you asking us, the opposition, all these questions? Why are you asking the opposition? Why don't we ask the hard questions to Modi and Shah? Have they delivered on jobs? Have they delivered on the economy? Have they delivered on the border in China? These are the issues you should be asking. Why did we win Bengal, Mr. Sardesai? Why did Mamata Banerjee win Bengal? Because Mamata Banerjee said only two things in Bengal, only two things. She said, please look at my track record of the last 10 years and look at the tourist gang who are coming here. What have they delivered in the last 7 years? That's the issue. Why are you all asking us, is the opposition united? What did we have for breakfast? Next you say, what am I having for dinner? By the way, for dinner, I'm having an appetizer, which I'll just have after your program, which is papri chaat. What is the problem? You're asking all these questions. Why don't you ask Modi and Shah? Listen to me.
Because you can. If Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah came on my program, I would ask them. You have an opportunity to ask them in Parliament. Mr. O'Brien, why don't you ask Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah these questions in Parliament?
They're not coming. I'm putting out a missing persons notice. We must do that if we are responsible opposition. We must file a missing persons notice. I haven't seen the Home Minister of India in Parliament. I haven't seen the Prime Minister of India in Parliament. And you're telling me, what am I to do? Today, 2 p.m. Shouldn't the Home Minister come here and tell us this Gujarat, their favorite darling officer, police officer who's been made the police commissioner of Delhi? Sad, sad story. A 9-year-old girl, yes, she was a Dalit, who has been gang raped. Shouldn't the Home Minister of India come here and answer the questions? What is wrong with you? We are opposition.
How will he answer the question when you disrupt Parliament?
Sit there and say we will discuss. You come here, come tomorrow at Parliament.
If the Home Minister, if the Home Minister comes to Parliament tomorrow and answers that question, will you allow him to speak?
If the Home Minister comes tomorrow and answers the question about why so sad this 9-year-old girl the Dalit girl was raped, okay, I will shave my head tomorrow on your channel. If he comes, I will shave my head. What are you talking about? Come on, take me on. I will shave my head if Amit Shah comes to Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha tomorrow and gives a statement on why this 9-year-old girl, come on. I challenge Mr. Amit Shah because he's running away from Pegasus. For Pegasus, it's a big issue. It's not some privacy issue. It's an issue about national security, army, judiciary, media, and your own minister. And what cheek? The cheek to send the IT minister there. Poor fellow. He hasn't even found a bungalow in Delhi. His own phone is under the surveillance. One thing we want, Prime Minister, Home Minister. By the way, Mr. Sardesai, I'll tell you very coolly. We had a meeting today, which I'll give you the contents of the meeting. The meeting started at 3:15 p.m. between the opposition. It was a business advisory committee. I'm one of the 6 MPs because Trinamool have made me that. Simple. This is what we told the government. We told the government, listen, you bring your bills. There are 5 or 6 bills which your track record on passing bills is poor. 5 or 6 of these bills, including that insurance bill. Let me finish. Mr. Sardesai, you're becoming
I have to go to other guests.
Some screaming gentlemen and ladies from your other folks in Noida. No, then you go to other guests, then you call me back tomorrow, I'll come again. I'm okay. I've got, what else can I say?
Yeah, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there, Mr. O'Brien.
We made it very clear to the government that, one last point.
Yes.
But then I haven't even finished my papri chaat and you want to leave it there?
I'm going to leave it there. You're welcome to have your papri chaat. You're welcome to have your papri chaat, and we will wait and see whether Mr. Amit Shah comes to Parliament tomorrow. If he does come, you have promised to shave your head. So we'll see what happens. Let me widen this because a number of our other guests are waiting. Gaurav Gogoi, Congress MP, Pinaki Mishra, BJD MP, Priyanka Chaturvedi, Shiv Sena MP, Ajay Alok, JDU. Interesting, all these parties. Let's go one by one to each of you. I'm going to come to all of you to listen to what you have to say about the opposition strategy. Today our focus is on the opposition. Let's start with you, Gaurav Gogoi, because the Congress party is the largest opposition party. Now the charge against the Congress party is you are doing these cycle rallies, all very well, getting media attention through that. But what about inside Parliament? What about questioning the government on the real issues of price rise and COVID instead of disrupting Parliament? The government says, these are the Prime Minister's words, this is a disgrace to Parliament.
Rajdeep, the opposition is completely united in its demands of the ruling party. It has already been outlined by Derek. I will repeat ad verbatim. COVID, because COVID has not been discussed in Lok Sabha. Economy, farmers, and of course national security when it comes to Pegasus. Now I'll tell you something that Derek didn't say. You ask any spokesperson of the government, anybody who comes on your channel, they will all say, yes, we are ready to discuss. We are ready to discuss farmers. We are ready to discuss COVID. We are ready to discuss price rise. And then you ask them next question, are you ready to discuss Pegasus? And then you will be met by silence. You will be met by obfuscation. You will not get a clear answer.
No, but the opposition
And
cannot
that's what we are
decide their
seeing in Parliament.
sequencing.
It
Mr.
seems that the
Gaurav
Pegasus
Gogoi,
is
you are now
some-
in Parliament for a decade. You know that the chair will decide which issue comes first.
That's fine, Rajdeep. I am not going to matter of sequencing. I'm saying at least put Pegasus on the list. They will not put Pegasus on the list. For the BJP, the Pegasus is some untouchable subject, unmentionable subject. They rubbish it off as a non-issue. It can't be. It's not even on the list. Forget it about whether it's number 1, number 2, number 3 or number 4. It's not even on the list. So therefore, I am not deciding the sequence. The BJP itself is shortening it. And meanwhile, they can pass their bills. They have their question hour. Everything. They're running it as per their wishes and whims. But the opposition, what happens to us?
Okay,
We are forced to
saying
raise up posters
okay,
because the cameras are being diverted from us. We are forced to shout slogans because the microphones are turned off.
Priyanka Chaturvedi, interestingly today, and we saw even yesterday, the Shiv Sena now is also joining in this opposition chorus. Until now, the Shiv Sena seemed to maintain a distance in a way, particularly from the Congress, even though you all are allies in Maharashtra. At least you all were not on the same page, it appeared, in Parliament. Has that also changed? Is the Shiv Sena's proximity to Rahul Gandhi and the Congress to be seen as a sign of things to come?
Firstly, Shiv Sena will always stand as the voice of the people of this country. And it is only the opposition which is speaking for the people of this country. Fuel prices matter to you as much as it matters to anyone who goes out to work. Fuel prices have been rising almost every day, and the government's brazening it out and not even wanting a discussion on it. Unemployment has risen by leaps and bounds. People of the country are suffering, but they will not discuss it. COVID second wave saw how people were running helter-skelter for hospital beds and oxygen, and we had a government which was busy doing Didi O Didi in West Bengal. We are talking about farmers'
sorry
bills,
to interrupt.
farmer
Government says we are ready
acts
to
that we have in
discuss.
place right now.
Priyanka
One
Chaturvedi,
second, please
government
allow me
says we are ready
speak.
to discuss these issues.
Mr.
The opposition
Sardesai,
is not letting us because your single point focus is Pegasus.
Mr. Sardesai, I'll tell you. Allow me to answer. Let me complete.
Yes.
Because these are issues that matter to the people. Farmer, there is no discussion. They have to withdraw and repeal the Farmers Act that they passed unlawfully, unconstitutionally, undemocratically. That is our priority. So we will continue, Shiv Sena will continue to speak for the people of this country and in their interest. Now, point number 2, the government is saying that they're willing to discuss everything. Now, please show it to me in the list of business, Mr. Sardesai, where the government has put up for discussion, a discussion on COVID, economy, rising prices, or for that matter, farmers' issues, or for that matter, issues of national security and interest, which is Pegasus. Do not reduce it to just spying and surveillance. What was happening was hacking of phones, taking away all the data, including their photographs, videos, etc., and having access to mics and cameras of every single phone. What does it speak of a government which, instead of using a spyware for national security, buys it from our taxpayers' money and uses it to, spy on and snoop on opposition voices?
Priyanka Chaturvedi, if the government tomorrow morning says, Priyanka Chaturvedi, if the government tomorrow morning says we are ready to discuss rising prices and the economy and COVID, will the opposition stop disrupting Parliament?
Absolutely. What have we been saying? Please, let's discuss economy, let's discuss COVID, let's discuss issues of national interest, national security, which is Pegasus. Why is the government not willing to discuss that?
Okay,
and that is a question for the government to answer, not for the opposition to tell you. Why is the government running away? That is something you should be asking Mr. Ajay Alok, who by the way, whose chief minister also has gone and said, "Hey, bhaiya, investigation ho."
Yeah, no, I'll come to Ajay Alok, and I want to focus though on the state of the opposition. Pinaki Mishra, interestingly, before I come to Dr. Alok, the BJD has stayed away from all of this. You are seen to be the fence sitters in Parliament. You're not with the Congress, you're not with the BJP. Do you support what the Congress and the rest of the opposition is doing, which is essentially saying first debate Pegasus, then we'll allow Parliament to function, and the government on the other hand saying we'll discuss everything else but not Pegasus.
The BJD and Mr. Naveen Patnaik's stated position has long been quite clear. Parliament should not be disrupted no matter what the provocation. Parliament is a place meant for debate and discussion and for thrashing out issues on the floor of the House. All I can do is, quote the French writer Jean-Baptiste Alphonse Carr, more things change, more they remain the same. Everything that the BJP did when they were in the opposition, today the Congress is doing a tit for tat, paying the BJP back. Unfortunately, what you do when you do this is that you give the government a free pass. And that's the second point I want to make. You really give the government a completely free pass in Parliament. From the winter session last year, now to the next winter session, the government is not going to be answerable. That's it. Many acts of omission and commission, and I believe the government should have been asked searching questions on the floor of the House, because that's the only place where they answer.
So you don't support Rahul Gandhi's strategy.
Number three, that today this issue is now in the Supreme Court.
Right.
Many Congress members and other opposition members wanted a Supreme Court judge or a retired judge to look into this. Today, a sitting Supreme Court bench, I think headed by the Honorable Chief Justice, who everybody knows now has brought in a breath of fresh air into this court. The court has been very, very active over the last 2-3 months on very important issues. I think it's being argued by Mr. Kapil Sibal, a very eminent counsel. Mr. N. Ram is a petitioner, CPIM MP is a petitioner. So our point is that we should have faith in the wisdom of the Supreme Court in this matter. Let's see what the Supreme Court
does. So you're
does.
saying let the Supreme Court decide on Pegasus, let Parliament focus on the state of the economy. Interestingly though, Dr. Ajay Alok, and this takes off from what Priyanka Chaturvedi also said, the JDU is an ally of the BJP and you are also calling for a discussion on Pegasus. You seem to have broken ranks.
Well, Rajiv, there's nothing called as broken the ranks. First of all, you must remember that we are in alliance with the BJP. We are not merged with the BJP. And for a healthy coalition, a difference of opinion should always be welcome. And if you remember, when we broke the alliance, I was with you in Gandhi Maidan and I said that BJP-JDU's alliance is going to continue for the next 70 years at least, when you asked for 17 years. So there is no question of any breaking the lines or something like that. Our position is very clear. That when the government has said that nothing like this has happened, but still news are coming in that various countries have started investigation, Parliament is being stalled for the last 2 weeks, no regular parliamentary function is happening. So my leader clearly said that if this much confusion is prevailing, what's the harm in getting the investigation done? Because if something wrong has been done, it should come out.
Right.
That is our position on it.
Interesting.
It's very clear.
So you're saying, your leader is saying, whatever is, let the truth come out, but don't disrupt Parliament. So we've got two views here. Biju Janata Dal, JDU saying don't disrupt Parliament. But Gaurav Gogoi, this comes to the critical question. And Priyanka, you can also weigh in. But first, Gaurav Gogoi, because Rahul Gandhi today seems to have taken the line that Pegasus has to be discussed. Otherwise, the Congress, the main opposition party, won't allow Parliament to function. Now, as Arun Jaitley, the late Arun Jaitley said, disruption is sometimes a legitimate parliamentary tactic. My question though is, Rahul Gandhi's role, is he trying to now become a rallying figure for the opposition or trying to compete because Mamata Banerjee also wants the role? There are other leaders who would aspire to that tomorrow. How do we interpret what we are seeing at the moment? Rahul Gandhi trying to play this role of opposition face almost over Pegasus. Gaurav?
Rajdeep, two things. First of all, I was there at the meeting.
Yes.
I was there at the meeting and everyone said in one voice, whether it is Rahul Gandhi ji or the leaders of the other parties from Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, that right now is the time for the opposition parties to be united, not for our own selfish political interest, but when the government is ignoring the political parties, they're ignoring our voters and the majority of the people who voted for all these parties. So it is our responsibility to fight for democracy when members of judiciary are being investigated, when members of the media are being raided, when members of the opposition are being snooped upon.
No, but why
Secondly,
doesn't Rahul Gandhi raise these issues inside Parliament? Rahul Gandhi tweets about prices, tweets about economy, tweets about COVID. Why doesn't he raise it inside Parliament and take the initiative instead of doing it outside?
Rajdeep, you have to tell me whether I should complete the answer to your first question or shift to your second question. Let me give a second point to your first question,
yes,
which is I see as a broader level of cohesion developing across parties within Parliament amongst our floor leaders, and therefore you've seen regular daily meetings called by Mallikarjun Kharge ji, in which every floor leader is present. Derek is present, Sanjay Raut from Shiv Sena is present, and what we are seeing at a national level is that our leaders of all the major regional parties and Congress are reaching out.
BSP not present.
It is out of 18 parties, there are 2 parties who have not decided to come. It is for them to decide, but 16 parties are together. And at the national level, you are seeing whether it is Mamta ji meeting Sonia ji, whether it is Stalin ji meeting Rahul ji, our national party leaders are also meeting. So I see cohesion happening both at the inside the Parliament and outside the Parliament. Now coming to the second question, when the cameras are turned away, when our voices are shut down, the Congress and its opposition parties are both inside and outside the Parliament raising issues of national importance, whether it's importance of farmers by riding a tractor, whether it is the back-breaking pressure on fuel prices or on the poor and the middle class. Rajdeep, it is interesting that this government reduces the taxes for the big corporates but increases the prices on the poor and middle class in terms of fuel, petrol and diesel.
And when the Union Petroleum Minister all this inside Parliament?
In Parliament.
No, my point is, why don't you, and Priyanka Chaturvedi, that is a question valid for you. You know, I hear the Shiv Sena raising its voice.
If you ask me, then let me complete.
Yeah, very quickly complete that. Why don't you do it inside Parliament?
Let me complete. We're ready. Rajdeep, I've told you at the beginning, we're ready to debate, but the government says, please do not ask about Pegasus. They have their eyes closed, they have their ears closed, they have their mouths closed, as if Pegasus is like the character of Voldemort from Harry Potter, thou shall not be named.
Pinaki Mishra is saying you're giving a free pass to the government by only obsessing about Pegasus.
That is BJD. That is Pinaki Mishra ji, in his view, is giving a free pass to the Supreme Court. As per his logic, we should close down CBI, IT, ED if a case is being discussed in Supreme Court. Why should we have a parliament? Why should we have investigative agencies? Opposition parties asking for a judicial probe, and you're now saying that no, because it's going to Supreme Court. This is a new excuse by BJP and its like-minded parties that just because it's going to a Supreme Court, now we should stop talking about asking for a judicial probe. It's two completely different matter, and just another excuse that the BJP is trying to find from running away from this Pegasus debate.
Let me bring in now Priyanka Chaturvedi, because Priyanka Chaturvedi, the question arises: Are you all coming together under Rahul Gandhi's leadership? I mean, I'm not clear about that. I mean, is an Uddhav Thackeray in Maharashtra or Mamta Banerjee in Bengal accepting Rahul Gandhi as the national figure who's going to glue this opposition, which the government calls a khichdi?
The government can call it anything it wants. The government, the same party had called the coming together of opposition in 2004 also as a khichdi government, while they had an Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji to show and Shining India to show to the country. What happened ultimately? The opposition did not have a face. The opposition did not identify leadership as a face. But what happened in the country? Ultimately, it was the opposition which ended up getting more seats. Now, every single time when we come together as a unified opposition, unfortunately, the media tries to divert the attention to who will be the leader, who will be the face of the opposition. You must understand, Indian democracy doesn't work in the same way as American democracy works. We do not need phases, we need issues. And the issues that we are talking about, I think the 16 parties coming together are certain percentage of people's voices, and when opposition, when the country gives the government of the day a responsibility, it also gives the opposition a responsibility to be able to raise their voices. Now, my only last point to you on this particular issue would be, you continue to say, why aren't you debating this inside the parliament? Why are you giving them a free pass? Why are you speaking, or why is Mr. Gandhi speaking, or why is Shiv Sena speaking outside the parliament? I want to know from you, Mr. Sardesai, and all our esteemed members of parliament here, that has it come in the list of business? Have these issues ever been mentioned? What has mentioned in the Lok Sabha is a 30-minute short duration discussion on COVID. I mean, you are talking about oxygen shortage, lives lost, vaccination shortage, everything. wrapped up in 30 minutes by a private member who says that this is an important subject that we need to discuss. It should be done in 30 minutes flat, and it does not even allow you to pass a motion or allow you to vote. So what are we even talking about? It's a mockery of democracy and mockery of the way Parliament functions.
That's an important point that Priyanka Chaturvedi is making, Pinaki Mishra, because the fact is that the opposition mics are being put off, their videos are not shown now when they speak in Parliament or when they create a ruckus, certainly. And when you say that the opposition is giving or the Congress is giving a free pass to the government, the fact is that if you are going to only have a 30-minute short duration discussion on COVID, if economy is not listed in the business to be, to be subject to debate under specific rules like 193, then what happens? Where are the full, we used to look forward to Parliament to the kind of fierce debates that would take place. You've been a senior parliamentarian from the 1990s. Have you seen a situation of the kind we are seeing at the moment? An adamant government and a so-called obstructionist parliament opposition. What does it leave us with? It's the government's job to get Parliament to function.
Just a very quick clarification what my dear friend Gaurav Gogoi said about BJP and like-minded parties. He should know that for a long time the Congress party was our main adversary in Orissa, but now the Congress party has collapsed beyond measure in that state as it has in most parts of the country. And the BJP is actually our principal adversary in Orissa. We fight them tooth and nail. So please don't call us or make the mistake of calling us a like-minded party. We fight them on the streets then. Now, what you talk about blanking out the opposition, I'm glad it's being blanked out on TV because the behavior of the opposition on the floor in the well of the House, frankly, is so appalling that I'm ashamed to be sitting there. I can tell you this. Some of the ululating, some of the kind of, clapping, some of the sort of slogans that are being raised, the behavior.
But Pinaki Mishra, let me play devil's advocate. What do you expect the opposition to do? If the government will not have a debate on core issues, what is the opposition supposed to do, Mr. Mishra?
No, I'm sorry. The government is willing. Let me tell you, I am a member of the Business Advisory Committee. I sit in on the Business Advisory Committee. You bring in issues, the government is willing possibly to switch things around in the sense of let's have this debate first, this debate after. You can't firstly dictate to the government, nobody can dictate to the government that this is what we will debate or nothing else. That's not done. But you do this in a congenial atmosphere. The speaker is trying desperately to get this house to run. All you have to do is cooperate. And all I'm saying is let the house run. Everything will eventually be debated. But you can't say it's my way or the highway. We will first debate Pegasus, leave everything else aside. In my opinion,
Interesting that Biju Janata Dal clearly showing where it stands.
The COVID deaths is possibly more important today than Pegasus. How can the Congress decide what is the most important issue? I'm sorry.
Very interesting where, Pinaki Mishra in a sense is giving us a sense of how even within the non-BJP parties clear sharp divisions. Gaurav Gogoi, Priyanka Chaturvedi, I hope you are listening, and even Ajay Alok, who's also made it clear that his leader doesn't want disruption. So Gaurav Gogoi, in a strange way, the Congress will get isolated at some stage if you focus only on Pegasus.
Rajdeep, quick rejoinder. I say like-minded to BJD because they are of the same view that the opposition should be mute and spineless. I'm sorry to disappoint them, but we will raise our voice vigorously. If you turn the cameras away, if you put the microphones off, we will continue to raise. We will not be cowed down. Secondly, Rajdeep, you are seeing a grand opposition unity coming together at a very opportune time, I must say, because right now is the time to look at the larger issues. On many channels I appear and the anchors ask me about seat sharing and campaign tactics and election tactics. Right now it's looking at the larger picture.
No, but where is this opposition unity you're seeing?
Members of Election Commission are being spied upon.
It's the same parties that were there, in 2019 that are together. Pinaki Mishra's party is on its own. TRS has nothing to do with you. Aam Aadmi party doesn't seem to want to touch you. The BSP is doing its own thing. So where is this grand opposition unity? It's the same old. Shiv Sena is the only new entrant. I only see Shiv Sena as the only new entrant here. Everyone else is the same as 2019.
May I come in, Rajdeep?
Very quickly.
Rajdeep, even with our existing allies, the BJP tries all its weapons, uses all its weapons at its might to break the unity that we currently have. Even to hold this together takes effort, takes leadership, takes patience, takes accommodation. And I'm glad Rahul Gandhi ji sent the invite today. I'm grateful all the floor leaders accepted it. I'm happy to see national leaders
In what
meeting each other.
capacity can I
think
just
that's
ask
what
very
we
quickly
need.
a clarification?
We need to
In
focus
what
on the
capacity
issues.
did Rahul Gandhi send that invitation? What is his capacity? He's not Lok Sabha leader. He's not the leader of your Congress parliamentary party. In what capacity did he send it?
Maybe that matters to the media, but for all of us, we all accept it as a gesture, as a good gesture, and many floor leaders have said that they want more.
Okay.
They said that this kind of get-together should happen in the next session as well. So all the leaders took today's invitation very positively. There has been a fantastic, I think, platform set today, a great message, and I'm confident that this will continue in the months to come.
Can I therefore end with a googly to you, Priyanka Chaturvedi? A year from now, will the Shiv Sena still be very much part of this so-called opposition unity?
As much as you're desperately hoping to continue a discussion on a totally different trajectory, let me disappoint you again, once again, on your channel, on your discussion, that we will continue to speak up for the people of this country, and we are part of Mahavikas Aghadi, which has INC and NCP, and we will continue to work for people of Maharashtra and people of this country through this alliance, and we will continue to put forward their issues.
Interesting way of playing a googly question, but Priyanka Chaturvedi, Gaurav Gogoi, Dr. Ajay Alok and Pinaki Mishra, I appreciate your joining us and giving us your perspectives on this entire tricky issue of where the opposition stands.